What's going on, champs and chambits? It's FireMonkey here, and we've gotten a massive amount of new posts regarding everything that'll be happening with Fortnite soon due to Epic Games being on their summer vacation, which is going to be around 2 weeks long, meaning we're not going to be really getting any updates for a while, but there is some power hours and stuff planned throughout the week in order to keep players engaged. Now, as you guys know, typically for summer quests, or I guess summertime in Fortnite, we get like a quest line or something. This time around, there's actually no quest line at all. Instead, it's all going to be focused on this Gone Wild event right here, focused entirely around sprites and gummy hours and catch-up days and mastery Mondays, and they put out a lot of blogs in order for us to actually understand everything they're going to be doing. So I'm going to be diving into all of that with you guys so that we can figure out what's all going on here. So firstly, we have Mastery Mondays. This has a description of grab new sprites for your roster and level them up every Monday from 9 a.m. Eastern Time to 9 a.m. Eastern Time the next day, where legendary and mythic sprites appear more often. Leveling up sprites will be twice as fast on Mastery Mondays. You earn 2x sprite dust from extractions in order to summon sprites you've already extracted or to upgrade their powers and loot. Now, the interesting part about this is them saying that you use sprite dust to upgrade their powers and loot, because if we go over to the sprite menu, for example, and look at all the different sprites I actually have, you will be able to notice that there's not really an upgrade system. Like this right here, I can't just like click view info or something and click level up or anything like that. If I go over to the demon sprite, nothing like that exists as well. You know, if I go to like, okay, those are already maxed up, so I guess I can't really, like the burnt peanut sprite, there's no option to use sprite dust to level it up. So I'm curious what they mean by using sprite dust to actually upgrade their powers and loot as well. Maybe that's something coming in a future update. We're not entirely for sure as of right now, but it is at the very least interesting to see. They also mentioned that you'll be able to obtain extra portable extractors from daily quests to extract your equipped sprite from anywhere on the island, which is pretty nice. But after that, we got ourselves the catch-up day. This is something that they haven't done before for the Fortnite, you know, sprite system. But starting July 2nd, aka Thursday, at 9 a.m. Eastern Time until July 3rd at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, we'll have an entire day themed around catching up to catching those legendary sprites. So legendary sprites will actually have their rates of spawning boosted by 4 times, meaning that the Dream Sprite, the Punk Sprite, and the Boss Sprite, in all the different colors like Gold, Gummy, you know, Galaxy, all that type of stuff, will be able to spawn more often. So if we go over here, you can see like the Punk Sprite is one of the ones that actually have that high legendary rarity. The Dream Sprite, I don't think this actually affects like the 0 point sprite because that's actually mythic rarity, but it will affect stuff like, you know, the boss sprite. So a few sprites here and there. It's interesting to see that it's only 1 rarity tier though, and that, you know, if they have, you know, this orange rarity, they'll be buffed, but certain things like, you know, the 0 point sprite isn't getting a buff during that day at all. It's kind of odd, but at the same time, you know, maybe that means we get a mythic sprite catch-up day or something later down the line. Now, in terms of other changes, it doesn't really appear there's going to be much. As you can see by the image, it literally just kind of advertises those 3 sprites I showed you, so you'll be able to actually grab those a lot more if you need it, but nothing else really going on July 2nd to July 3rd. However, on July 4th, we have ourselves the Golden Gummy Hours. This is going to be a power hour that starts between 2 p.m. Eastern Time to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and then it will also repeat at 9 p.m. Eastern Time to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Everyone during this power hour will start with a mythic goldfish and a self-revive device, despite the fact that the mythic goldfish is really common right now. Gold and gummy sprite variants appear more often. Hitting a player with a mythic goldfish will knock them into the air, and eliminating them with one will actually drop a massive amount of gold, which is a very interesting thing to see because the mythic goldfish, even in 0 build, is a one-shot kill. So how is it knocking them into the air, right? Is it going to be something where maybe if you're in like duos, trios, or squads that matters, or like when they actually get downed on the ground, it's actually going to knock them in the air? I don't exactly know how they're planning to do that. And then of course, as they do with all the power hours now, you level up sprites faster by going to a campfire, interacting for it a second, and then you get boosted like double sprite dust XP gain or whatever for the rest of that match. After that though, we have ourselves a new sprite day arriving on the island July 9th, which is holofoil sprites. Now this one has a description of holofoil sprites have a bonus effect that increases your chance of finding variant sprites like Gold, Gummy, Galaxy, and of course holofoil, so you'll be able to take a holofoil sprite with you on the hunt and track down rare sprites with ease. Now the interesting thing about this sprite benefit is, unlike all the other ones, which if we go in game here and, you know, show you, unlike stuff like gain 20% more sprite dust upon extraction, or gain 3x bonus XP from eliminations, or gain 30% more ammo whenever picked up in the world, this actual buff from the holofoil sprite is squad wide. So if one person in your squad has a holofoil sprite, the entirety of your squad gets a higher chance of finding these rarer sprites and finding them from common chests, because that is one thing I noticed in the files, unless they've changed it, is that even though you get like a 5 or 10% buff on actually finding these rarer sprites, it only counts normal chests for some reason. It doesn't appear like it actually counts, you know, like the sprite chest or anything like that. It doesn't even look like it counts rare chests, so it's going to be something where as you open up normal chests on the island, that is where you're going to actually get the holofoil buff on you. And of course, the holofoil sprite will give you a higher chance of also finding more holofoil sprites, so it increases the odds of you getting gold, gummy, galaxy, and holofoils. It mentions take a holofoil sprite with you on the hunt and track down the rare sprites with ease. They mention that holofoil sprites are slightly easier to find than gold sprites, making them a perfect companion to fill out your collection. So as you guys already know, we get a lot of gold sprites. I wish I could sort by... I wish I could sort by the actual like special version, so sort by golds or something like that. But as you guys know, the gold version of these sprites is like super duper common. Like I have basically every single golden sprite except for one, and the golden sprite I am missing is actually, well, unless we don't count the grim sprite, but it's actually for the fishy sprite, because you see I got the gummy and the galaxy version, but I'm missing the golden version for whatever reason. So golds are insanely easy to get, but now they're going to be making it so that holofoils will be even easier than the golds to get, which increases your odds of getting golds and everything else. They also mentioned that new sprites and variants stay on the island for the rest of the season, and you'll be able to collect them anytime, which is pretty nice. However, this one I have to manually pop up on screen because we ran out of buttons on my stream deck to show you. We have a holofoil hour this July 11th from 2 p.m. Eastern time to 4 p.m. Eastern time, and then it repeats 9 p.m. Eastern time to 11 p.m. Eastern time. During the holofoil hour, everyone will start with a self-revive device, and with the shock rocks effect when dropping out of the battle bus, holofoil sprite variants will actually appear more often, and then shock rock grants you double jump height and will drop more frequently. So if you're someone planning to play Fortnite, you know, around this time, you have a lot of stuff to look out for, because if I go ahead and prepare all these images on screen again, we have holofoil hours, and then before that we get new holofoil sprites, and then before that we get golden gummy hours, and before that we get a catch-up day. Before that you have Mastery Monday, and this is all related to the Gone Wild summer event. Now, there aren't any actual quests or anything like that planned to come out, at least from what we can see in the files, so sadly you're not going to be able to get any free like cosmetic back blings or whatever, but at least there's a lot of stuff going on which is related to sprites, because sprites appear to be the main moneymaker for Epic Games right now. If we look at like Battle Royale player counts and everything, I remember correctly during the last Gummy Hour, or actually Galaxy Hour we just had the other day, we had like 3.8 million people playing Battle Royale. So those sprites and the whole gotta collect them all aspect is something that is giving Epic Games the most players right now, so they're going to focus on that more than they would actual questline or free rewards. And it makes me wonder, are we keeping sprites into the next few seasons or whatever because of the fact that they're so popular and Epic Games is just able to make it content that, you know, people end up coming to the game for and collecting over and over? Who really knows? Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about all these changes? What do you think about the summer event this time around? Are you excited for it? Do you wish there were actual quest lines or whatever else? Until next time, however, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you champs and champettes tomorrow with another upload, so peace out.